Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Jackie's Homeroom. I want to tell you a little story about a boss that I had many years ago. And he used to yell all the time at everyone. And not sometimes, but constantly. And in meetings or in casual conversations or in phone calls, it didn't seem to matter. And people simply accepted it. They put up with it. And I was new, and I remember watching this and wondering, why doesn't anybody say anything? Why do they accept it? I wasn't used to that type of environment. I didn't grow up in a family where yelling was common. And then one day, he yelled at me. And I probably felt the same thing many people feel in that situation. I was surprised. I felt a lot of discomfort, maybe a little bit of fear. But instead of becoming angry or defensive, I asked him a simple question. I said, "Why do you need to yell?" And I wasn't trying to challenge him. I wasn't trying to embarrass him. I was genuinely curious. And what happened next surprised me because he looked so shocked, as if nobody had ever questioned him before. And that taught me something important about self-respect, about boundaries, and about how we allow other people to treat us.
And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple approach you can use immediately when somebody seems rude or disrespectful or dismissive. And you'll also learn, or rather you'll practice, some modal verbs and some phrasal verbs that will help you express yourself with more confidence and clarity in it. So let's get started. So have you ever found yourself wondering, why did that person speak to me like that? Or perhaps, should I say something? Should I ignore it? Am I being too sensitive? Many of us have experienced moments like these. For example, a colleague makes a sarcastic remark, or a teacher speaks very impatiently to you, or a manager interrupts us constantly. Someone maybe will talk down to us, or someone will leave us out. Maybe someone is very direct when they talk to us and it feels harsh, or perhaps someone is so indirect that we don't know what they really want to say or what they really mean. The challenge here is that everyone is different. Some people grew up in families where direct communication was normal, while others grew up in families where they wanted to avoid conflict. Some people express insecurity through trying to control everything, and others maybe hide behind this apparent confidence. And because we cannot see what's happening inside of someone, inside of another person, we often interpret their behavior as being entirely about us. Maybe it's not. One idea that has helped me throughout my life is this: when someone behaves badly, try to understand before you judge. That doesn't mean you excuse the behavior. It doesn't mean you become passive. It simply means that you become curious. Instead of immediately reacting, you might ask yourself, what could be going on here? What might this person be afraid of? What need are they trying to meet? Often people act in fear of failure, of fear of losing status, fear of not being respected, or fear of not being seen. So the desire for recognition and approval can make people behave in many surprising ways. And when we recognize this, something interesting happens. We stop taking everything so personally. We begin to see the human behind the behavior.
Now, this is especially important when we're going through periods of growth, when we start a new job, when we go to a new school, when we go to a new country, when we begin learning a new language, when we step out of our comfort zone. At those moments, we often feel vulnerable and we may doubt ourselves and we may worry about making mistakes and we may need encouragement. And because we feel vulnerable, we become very sensitive to how others treat us. And what has helped me is remembering that the other person may be feeling vulnerable too, and they may be struggling, and they may be trying to prove themselves. They may be carrying around worries that we know nothing about. And this perspective can help us work through our own insecurities. But, and this is important, understanding someone does not mean putting up with bad behavior. This is where boundaries come in. A healthy boundary says, I respect you, but I also respect myself. And many people confuse kindness with passivity. They think they should remain silent. They think they should put up with everything. They think they should avoid confrontation at all costs. But that isn't respect. In fact, self-respect sometimes requires us to speak up. Sometimes we need to stand up for ourselves. We need to say, I'm not comfortable with that. Or please don't speak to me this way. Or could we discuss this calmly? Now, notice I'm using some modal verbs there. I'm not saying you're wrong or no, you're wrong, but could we discuss this calmly? Modal verbs often make communication feel a little bit more respectful and effective. Let's look at a few examples using modal verbs. You should treat yourself with respect. You must recognize when a boundary has been crossed. You can respond calmly. You could ask for clarification. You might discover there has been a misunderstanding. You may need to be more assertive. You need to speak up. You don't have to accept disrespect. So these small words carry enormous power. They allow us to express possibility, obligation, advice, and choice without sounding aggressive. And if we return to the story I told at the beginning of the video, I think that's exactly what happened. When I asked my boss why he needed to yell, I wasn't attacking him. I wasn't trying to win an argument. And maybe for the first time, I don't know, but maybe he realized that people don't have to respond with fear. What struck me the most was that he wasn't expecting resistance. He was expecting silence. And that experience taught me something important. We should not be afraid of our bosses. We should not be afraid of our teachers. We should not be afraid of authority figures. We can respect them. We can learn from them. We can listen to them. But fear is something different. If fear becomes a permanent feature of a relationship, then we need to examine that relationship a lot more carefully. Many unhealthy situations often continue because nobody questions them. Nobody speaks up. Nobody pushes back respectfully. Nobody asks, is this acceptable?
And sometimes a simple question changes everything. Now, of course, there are moments where we should let things go. Perhaps you're in a difficult situation, and often not every rude comment deserves a response. Not every disagreement requires a battle. Part of wisdom is knowing the difference. We might brush off a minor irritation. We might carry on with our day. We might decide that our energy is better spent elsewhere. But when a pattern develops, when someone repeatedly crosses the line, we should not ignore it. That is often the moment that self-respect asks us to act. Now, again, we're not trying to win. We're not trying to dominate. The goal is to communicate clearly while remaining true to yourself. Because ultimately, self-respect is about how we see ourselves. When we value ourselves, we become less defensive, less reactive, less desperate for approval. And paradoxically, people will often start to treat us differently.
So here's a simple practice you can begin using today. The next time someone seems rude or dismissive or disrespectful, pause. Try to understand where they might be coming from. Ask yourself, what might be happening beneath the surface? Then ask, do I need to let this go, or do I need to speak up? And if you need to speak up, do it calmly, do it clearly and respectfully, and most importantly, do it with self-respect. Because understanding others and standing up for yourself are not opposites. The most emotionally mature people learn to do both. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a situation where someone crossed a boundary and you decided to speak up? What happened? Share your thoughts in the comments and try to write a sentence with a modal verb. In the handout you can find in the description, I will share a few good sentences to set boundaries. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, because here at Jackie's Homeroom, we learn to think, express ourselves, and grow through English. See you in the next video. And don't forget to read and be kind. Bye for now.